Hello everyone, a bit of a change of location today. As you can see, I am outside where there are trees and sunshine, and it is fantastic. It's so nice that it's finally summer. I mean, at least for me, and I'm hoping that for whoever's watching this, if you got summer around the corner, I am totally with you and I'm rooting for you, because I think everybody looks forward to summer. Nobody wants to really be at work. Everyone wants to just have fun and enjoy themselves, and so I figured, a lot of that enjoyment of summer really comes from the songs that we may listen to. And this is just going to be a video where I talk about some of my favorite summer songs, or songs that particularly remind me of summer. For the most part. Some of these songs may have feelings of summer. Some of these songs can be interpreted a different way. But for me, these songs really embody a lot of what I think about when I think about summer. Such good lemonade. So I'm going to start with talking about a 90s song, which will kind of take you sort of back into the good old days, if you enjoyed the 90s or grew up in the 90s. And I remember this song being constantly played on the radio. I remember it just being there, and it reminds me a lot of summer. And this song is called Fade Away by a band called Sugar Ray. And what I really like about this song is that it reminds me a lot of sort of the people that I've met and friendships that I've made, and it kind of makes me feel a little bit like there's this sort of feel-good community that forms when you're at summer. And whenever I kind of hear, I don't even hear the words, but I just, when I first listen to the song, I am automatically, for some reason, I think about a pool. I think about a pool where there's a lot of people playing and a lot of people passing the ball or something. Just something really summery sounding. And it just really feels good when you listen to it. It's very mellow. The music video actually is in a very tropical, beach-oriented setting. It's very, it gives you that sort of feeling when you're watching it. And the lyrics can be interpreted different ways, but for me it's sort of a song about friendship and how, you'll maybe wonder why this person was there by you, all by your side, the whole time. But then you realize that that's what makes this person so special to your life, and sort of, you kind of let go of all the things that have been, maybe bothering you, or have been stressed upon you, and those things are kind of relieved once summer comes, and then you can spend more time with friends or whoever. So I think that's what I think about when I listen to this song in particular. I really do enjoy it. I really would recommend this song. It's really fun. It's nice and mellow, and I think they did a really good job of putting it all together. So that's basically that song, Fade Away by Sugar Ray. The second song that I wanted to talk about was Island in the Sun, and that is by a band called Weezer, who was also famous in the 90s, and I think they're still going semi-strong today. But the reason why I like Island in the Sun a lot is because it's very mellow, but then it gets a little bit more momentum, and it gains a lot of strength as it goes through, because it kind of goes da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and then it goes into it being a little bit more, maybe a little more forceful, but not forceful in the way that it's overbearing. But I think what it does is it tries to show you the sort of mellowness of summer and how you can just relax, but then at the same time you can also, this is a time for big ideas. This is the time for a lot of imagination to come out of summer. And whenever that kind of, when he starts saying, we'll run away together, we'll spend some time forever, and then the song sort of builds, it makes me think of a lot of the adventures that I've had over all these different summers that I've had being 20 years on this earth, and it's just a very enjoyable song. I really like it. I think I think it's one of Weezer's best songs, one of their first major hits. I really do enjoy it for what it is, and the music video is actually a little bit different than what you expect. It's actually, I don't even know, it might take place during summertime. I mean, the sun's shining and everything, but they're playing with animals, and I thought that was just so cute, so unique. So there's a lot to enjoy by that song, and it's very catchy and just very enjoyable, and I really enjoy that song, so definitely would recommend it if you haven't heard of it. Now, the next one that I'm going to recommend is by a British artist named James Blunt, and the song is called Stay the Night, and it's basically a love song in a nutshell. The lyrics are very, they're not so much open to interpretation as a lot of the previous songs that I've mentioned, because the other songs you can kind of take what they are and come up with your own idea about what they mean, but with James Blunt's song, it's kind of obvious what he's talking about. It's intended to be sort of a love song about him trying to get closer to the one special person that he likes, and I think a lot of people can actually do that over the summer because we just have more time, we have more energy we can invest that time into somebody special, and I think that's why a lot of people maybe relate to this song, and I love how it mentions California, and at one point it goes into the lyrics. It says, just like the song on the radio said, we'll share the shelter of my single bed. And I thought that was really funny because if you know Bob Marley, those lyrics are in that song. So I'm wondering if that was the song that he was hearing on the radio. But I think if a song can reference another song and then people go, what is that song? And then they find out, oh, it's a song by Bob Marley, then and that's always something nice to have. So the next one that I'm going to talk about is The Sound of Sunshine, and this is by, and I want to get these people's names right, Michael, Franti, and Spearhead. Now, I like a lot of underrated stuff, usually alternative kinds of music, so a lot of what I'm recommending is sort of the alternative sound. I listen to a lot of alternative stations, and I'm from California, so I listen to like 97.5, things like that. That kind of awful alternative sounds. So I don't really listen to a lot of the mainstream music. But what I like about The Sound of Sunshine by these two artists is the fact that it sort of offers a transition for people who may be going through, this whole struggle of, trying to work hard and trying to make something of themselves, and then once summer comes along, they're finally able to sort of let that burden kind of go and just let themselves enjoy life. And I think it's very resignative of that. And the music video is what you basically expect. And similar to the James Blunt, it's kind of pretty much all on the beach area. But I think it offers this sort of closure, this solace of understanding, all that stuff that you've had to deal with in the past, it doesn't matter anymore. Enjoy now, enjoy the moment, enjoy summer. It's great, it's fun, it's interesting. I would definitely say that it's a very identifiable song. At one point, I believe, in the music video, there is this guy who's in, like, his work clothes, and then towards the end, he kind of takes off his work clothes, and he's in more, like, relaxed, less less professional looking clothing. So I think it just shows, that sometimes, working and doing all the stuff, it can be a burden to people a lot of the time. And for them to just be able to let go for once and just be happy, I think that's a lot of what summer is about. And I think the song really encompasses that sort of. And it's just a happy song. It's very happy, upbeat, go-lucky. There's another Italian version, and I will try to recommend that and put that in the description as well, which I found really good. And it basically takes place sort of in an Italian-esque type setting instead, but it's still the same artist, except I think there's also an Italian guy that sings part of the song in Italian. So I thought that was interesting, and I will put that in the description as well. So that's I think it's a really fun song. I really enjoy it, and I just like how happy they are when they're just going about singing the songs. They just seem so, the lead artist really feels like he's just he's able to even let himself go in a way, and especially in the Italian version when there's one part I think towards the end where they kind of like dance away from the camera, and I couldn't help but laugh and feel like happy for them because it was just so funny. But I think that's all I can really say about that song. Now this next song I've heard constantly on the radio when I was a kid. It was really famous, but I'm actually not going to recommend the original version. I believe the original version was done by a man named Don Henley. However, the one I'm recommending is a more rock-style version by the Artis, and it's called Boys of Summer. Now this song is kind of sort of a storytelling song. It kind of tells the story of this guy who really wants this one girl, but there's something kind of getting in the way, and that's the boys of summer pretty much. And I really like songs that kind of tell a story about somebody who's maybe going through something, and I find it funny because instead of it being a more happy song like a lot of the other songs that I've mentioned, it's kind of sad in its way, but it's very resonative and really powerful, and I think they put a lot of heart and soul into the cover, and I think the song is just really resonative of, that maybe some people do go through struggles during the summer. It's not always so happy-go-lucky. There's always a time where, there are certain things that stand in your way during the summer. But no matter what happens during the summer, you always kind of keep a head on your shoulder and don't kind of give up. And I think, like, when you hear the singer's voice and when you hear, like, the lyrics that he's saying, I think he's in a sort of, I can't give up. And then and some of the lyrics are kind of random, I think. And then he said something about, like, on the road today I saw, I want to say, I can't really remember on the road today I saw something, sticker on a Cadillac. A little voice inside my head said, don't look back, you can never look back. And then it goes, I thought I knew what love was, but what did I know? Those days are gone forever, I should just let them go. But, he goes back into this whole thing of how he can't let go. And I think that's really resonative of can be identified with a lot of people, and is sort of a struggle that a lot of people go through, and trying to deal with whatever the summer has in store for them, and kind of having a feeling that no matter what happens, there's always this thing that I can't let go of, and it's kind of a part of me. So I think in the end, whether our summers turn out bad or good, or a mix of in between, there's always some form of closure that we have, but there's also certain things that we can't let go of, and we have to kind of see all the way through. And I think that's kind of what this song is trying to suggest. And I think it's very identifiable, and I think it's a really fun song. Now the next one is a song called "Lay Me Down" by Dirty Heads featuring Rome. And basically this song is sort of similar in telling a story. It's actually kind of funny because it sounds so happy, but when you listen to the lyrics, it's about these people trying to escape a police chase. It's sort of like an adventure song a little bit, and it's funny because it's just so chill and so like laid back, but the lyrics involve like guns and then having to be chased by the sheriff, and it's really funny. I think it sort of resonates with that whole idea of, you know, summer being an adventure time, a place to, you know, not really necessarily maybe get in trouble, but just that there are times in summer where they're just crazy, they're random, they're unexpected. And the thing about summer is that it's not really routine. It's different. So I think that's why people admire summer so much. It's just because it's very different. And what I really like about the song is just sort of the irony with how it seems so mellow, but it just has like this kind of intense, not really intense lyrics, but lyrics that kind of encompass the whole idea of, you know, you're being chased by, you know, these people that are after you, and then, you know, it's just about these two people trying to escape that sort of conflict that's coming onto them. So it's a really fun song, and it's kind of filled with a little bit of irony to it, and I really enjoy it. I like that song a lot. Lemonade's so good. And I'm going to leave this video off with the last song, and the last song is going to be California Girls by the Beach Boys. Now, if you remember, like, way back in the day, the Beach Boys were, like, famous in probably, I want to say late 50s, early 60s time period. And what I really like about this song in particular is the mentioning of California Girls, because I am from California, so that kind of relates to me a little bit. But I like also how they talk about all the other girls in, like, the different areas of the country, of the U.S., and I thought that was just really hilarious, that they would mention that. I think what I can say about this song is that the lyrics are very sort of literal. It's not really, it can't really be interpreted so much. It just pretty much spells out what it's trying to say. And even though I am a California girl, I still think it's just really a nice kind of relaxing, chill song that kind of makes you think about, you know, maybe escaping and going to search around the world of different people. And he's just basically saying that, you know, California girls have something unique to offer, and I think California itself as a state is very a resonative summer spot, vacation area for a lot of people. So it's a really nice song. It's kind of a touristy song in a way. It's kind of telling you, yeah, you should come to California, you see California girls, whatever. But I really like it. I think it's very enjoyable, and it's a lot of fun. So these are basically the songs that I really enjoy over the summer and that I've come to know and love. And I would love to hear what other songs you would recommend to listen to over the summer, and if you have any certain opinions about this song, I'd be more than happy to answer any of your questions, comments, concerns, whatever. And I think that's really all I can say. This is pretty much the end of the video, and for those of you who are looking forward to summer, don't worry, it's just around the corner. For me, it's already here because in college we get out really, really early, like in the beginning of May. But hopefully you can enjoy these songs, and hopefully you can have a great summer. So I will be doing a video tomorrow, which will be about the book All Quiet on the Western Front. And until then, if you have anything to suggest or say, feel free to say anything, suggest anything. And I'm going to go off and get ready to hopefully take my mom out to eat because it's her birthday, or not, it's not her birthday today, but I wanted to do something for her birthday because it's her 50th, and I think 50th is a really big number, so I want to take her out at some point. So I'm going to plan that, and I hope you all have a wonderful day, month, week, year. And hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!